Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. So imagine if the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe were to play a celebrity baseball game. Then imagine if they played 162 games against the legends of Major League Baseball, past and present. And you would have the created franchise that I am bringing to you right here and now on YouTube. So on the standings, you can see them on the screen. The Avengers have been wedged into the National League West. They've taken the place of the San Diego Padres. Currently, halfway through the season, the Avengers are 48-27. They're a game and a half out of first place behind the LA Dodgers. Let's jump into the calendar. As you can see, it's in the middle of a three-game set at home against the Cincinnati Reds. The Avengers have won the first two games 8-2 easily, 8-2 and 13-3. They're going to get the brooms out. Time for the sweep on a Thursday afternoon contest. So, play game. All preceding games will be simulated. Do you want to continue? Okay. Play full game. We are the home team. Again, finishing out the series. Hello, Mr. Outlander. Welcome. Thank you for your loyal viewership. It's Crosley Field, which is the home ballpark for the Hollywood Avengers. Broadcast mode, overcast. Chris Hemsworth, also known as Thor Odinson, the ace of the staff, was 11-3, gets the start. Let's see. Let's make Tom Holland play second. Let's Tom Holland play shortstop. Let's bring in Clark Gregg, who is Phil Coulson, agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And let's put Clark down at the bottom of the lineup, shall we? Clark Gregg is not that good a player, so we will bring him, put him all the way at the bottom. All right, and that's good enough for now. Stop it with the Avengers lead the series 2-0. So I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. I let the computer run the bases for me. And the difficulty setting is set to All-Star for both hitting and pitching. All-Star somewhere in the middle. It's better than Rookie and Veteran. It's not as good as Legendary and Hall of Fame. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm just trying to have a good time. I also do terrible play-by-play. Live from Crosley Field. Welcome to Major League Baseball as the Cincinnati Reds visit the Hollywood Avengers. On the mound for the Avengers, Thor Odinson, making his 16th start of the season. His record is 11-3. Those 11 wins lead the National League. His ERA is 2.90. And leading off for the Cincinnati Reds is Lou Brock, 246, 8 homers, 17 runs batted in. Here comes first pitch of the ball game. Fastball is low, ball one. Avengers 21 games over 500, second place in the National League West. That is Chadwick Boseman at third base and Idris Elba in left field.
First pitch, 12-40.
Hard ground ball up the middle and through. It is a leadoff single for Lou Brock. And the Cincinnati Reds are getting off on the right foot here in the top of the first. Here's a replay. Again, just a ground ball with eyes. No chance for Greg at second. So next up is Starling Marte, who's been super cold in his last 4 games. Overall, he's hitting .259, 7 homers, 24 runs batted in. Fastball in there, strike one. So I want to say thank you to the Outlander Show for always being a loyal subscriber. Thank you so much. He has his own YouTube channel. I would suggest you check it out. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on. Gary Simmons is the home plate umpire calling balls and strikes. I don't know if Gary's a real person or not. Don't really care. So the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike on Marte. Runner leads off first. And he lines it foul. Strike 2. A lot of speed over at first base. Let's get him back. Don't you dare try to steal that bag. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on the two-seam fastball. That's the first out of the ball game and the first strikeout for Chris Hemsworth. Here's the replay. Was it a strike? It might have been low. Yeah, it was definitely low. So next up is the legend, Mickey Mantle. 296, 21 homers, 48 RBIs. He plays center field for the Cincinnati Reds in this fictional universe. Grounded to second. Holland over to Greg. Back to first. a 6-4-3 double play to retire the side. So, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. No, check that, none left on. At the end of half an inning, Cincinnati nothing. Hollywood Avengers coming to bat. On the mound for the Reds, Anthony DeScalfani. He's making his 14th start of the season. His record is 4-5 with a 5.86 earned run average. Leading off for the Avengers, second baseman, no, check that, he usually plays second base. Today he is the shortstop, Tom Holland. 369 homers, 50 RBIs. Tom Holland plays Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it's in fair territory. Out of the crouch, jumps the catcher, throws to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 away. Starting lineup for the Avengers, Holland is leading off playing shortstop. Chris Evans is the catcher. Robert Downey Jr. at first base. Chadwick Boseman's at third. DH is Mark Ruffalo. Dave Bautista is in left. Don Cheadle's in center. Idris Elba's in right. And batting ninth and playing second base is Phil Coulson, also known as Clark Gregg. So Chris Evans steps up with 1 out. Base is empty. Fastball outside, ball 1. The Reds are 20 games under 500. Good for last place in the National League Central. So Evans is behind the plate today. He's playing catcher. Sometimes he plays DH. Fastball in there. Strike 1 count, evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Evans plays Steve Rogers in the MCU. Oh, knuckle curve inside corner. Strike 2. Big strike zone from Drummond. Swings at the next pitch. Easy fly ball for Mickey Mantle in center for the second out. So next up with 2 down is Robert Downey Jr., 284, 9 homers, 38 runs batted in. Left-handed hitter, playing first base for the Hollywood Avengers. Changeup is low, ball 1. Obviously, Robert Downey Jr. is the man who started it all in the MCU. Outside corner with the fastball. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. He plays Tony Stark, also known as Iron Man. And we love him 3,000. Backdoor slider. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. And he hits it high and deep, but playable for the right fielder who makes the catch to retire the side. So 1-2-3 inning for DeScalfani at the end of 1. No score. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the top of the second. Up steps the right fielder Nelson Cruz, hitting .254. He has 16 homers and 42 runs batted in. Fouls off the fastball for strike 1. So Chris Hemsworth is the ace of the pitching staff. He has 11 wins, which leads the swing and a miss tight. Inside, sinking fastball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Let's go, MCU. Thank you, sir. Just gets a piece to stay alive. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes on Cruz. 11 wins, I believe, leads the National League. And he pops him up right side. Tony Stark is there. He makes the catch for out number 1. Defensive alignment for these Avengers in the outfield from left to right. You've got Elba, Cheadle, and Bautista. And in the infield, Chadwick Boseman, Tom Holland, Clark Gregg at second today. Robert Downey Jr. at first with Chris Evans behind home plate. The Avengers lead the National League in fielding percentage so far this season. Up next with 1 away, Josh Bell, 277, 13 home runs, 35 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch from Hemsworth. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So I am RC Robbin. I love to play myself some video game baseball, but I also love doing play-by-play, if you didn't already notice. A little fantasy of mine. Swing and a miss, the sinking fastball. Count is 0-2 on Bell. Bell is a switch hitter, batting from the left side against the righty Hemsworth. Sets and delivers. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Mr. Bell. Strikeout number 2 from Thor. Want to know if it was a strike? Yes, it was, Josh. It was a strike. So, with 2 down, up steps Gleyber Torres, the second baseman. 246, 3 homers, 12 RBIs. Here comes the pitch. And that's a deep fly ball to center field. There is Don Cheadle in front of the warning track to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning for Thor. After an inning and a half of baseball here at Crosley Field. No score. Bottom of the second. Leading off is the late, great Chadwick Boseman, hitting .326, 9 homers, 35 RBIs. Late and great because Chadwick, we lost him in 2020 to colon cancer. Takes a strike. May he rest in peace, but may he live forever in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And also in Avengers baseball. Pitches low, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. He plays third base for the Avengers here. Swing and a miss, chase the slider, count as 1 ball, 2 strikes. Black Panther. Checks the swing. He did not go according to the first base umpire, so the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the second. Change up inside, count will go full. On deck, the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. Here comes the payoff pitch from DeScalfani. And he pulls the slider foul down the left field line. And we will do it again. So the Avengers are 21 games over 500. And he skies it to right center field. In the gap, over the shoulder catch for Nelson Cruz, and there's 1 away. Defensive alignment for the Reds in the outfield. From left to right, you've got Lou Brock, Mickey Mantle, and Nelson Cruz. And in the infield, Alex Bregman, Gold Glove winner Corey Seager, Gleyber Torres, Josh Bell, with MJ Melendez, giving Alfaro a day off behind home plate. Next up is Mark Ruffalo, .330, 17 homers, 63 RBIs. And he pulls it into the hole between short and third for a base hit. First hit of the game for the Avengers, here with 1 out in the bottom of the second. So, Ruffalo hitting .330 on the season. He leads the team in homers and RBIs. Leads off the second. Next up is Dave Bautista, Drax the Destroyer. Slider outside ball 1, 307, 8 homers, 35 RBIs. He plays right field. Ruffalo leads off first. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Big lead at first. High, 3-0. Will he swing on 3 balls and no strikes with Don Cheadle on deck? No, he will not swing because I don't swing on 3-0 pitches. I always, as a general rule, take a pitch. Slider in there, strike 1. But now, 3-1. The handcuffs are off. Let's see what happens. That ball is high. It is far. It is gonzo. That's a 2-run home run for Drax the Destroyer. Nothing goes over his head. He would catch it. That's home run number 9 for Dave Bautista. And the MCU now leads 2-0. Oh, yeah. Here's the replay from the perspective of DeScalfani. Bang. Got every bit of that fastball. Knew that it was gone the minute the ball hit the bat. So next up is Don Cheadle, War Machine. He's hitting .322, 9 homers, 41 runs batted in. Don Cheadle's a switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty DeScalfani. Fastball low, ball 1. Don Cheadle plays James Rhodes in the MCU. So 1 out, bases empty, bottom of the second inning. Low, 2 balls and no strikes. Good time to show options, gameplay. As you can see, the hitting difficulty is set to All-Star, and the pitching difficulty is also set to All-Star. I like to show that once again. So 2 balls, no strikes to Don Cheadle. Checks his swing, but the fastball's in there. Strike one, 2 balls, 1 strike. Grounder to the third baseman, 1 hop. Bergman throws to first in time, 2 away. So next up, batting 8th is left fielder Idris Elba, 274, 5 homers, 29 RBIs. We are in the middle of June. We're almost at the midway point of this Major League season. Checks his swing. Fastball is low. 1 ball, no strikes, according to the home plate umpire. And he slices it the other way. Easy play for Nelson Cruz to retire the side, but not before Drax the Destroyer puts the Avengers on the board at the end of 2 innings of play. It's the MCU 2, the Reds nothing. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the top of the 3rd. Up steps third baseman Alex Bregman, 273, 13 homers, 31 runs batted in. 2-0 lead for Chris Hemsworth here in the top of the 3rd inning. Checks his swing with 2-seam fastballs in there, strike 1. Bregman is 7 for his last 16. That's a .437 clip, so he has been hot in the last handful of games. That ball is deep in the left center field gap. Racing over is Idris Elba to the track, looking up. He makes the catch. Nice running play by Hemdahl in left field. Standings in the National League West Division, as you can see, the Los Angeles Dodgers are in first place. The Avengers are 1 game back in the division, 1 game back in the loss column. So 1 away, up steps shortstop Corey Seager, 251, 11 homers, 36 runs batted in. 1 out, bases empty. Fastball in there, strike 1. Swing and a miss out in front of the sinking fastball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Seager. And he pulls the split finger fastball foul, and we will do it again. So 2-0 MCU here in the top of the 3rd inning. 1 away, bases empty. 3rd game of a 3-game set. Avengers have already won the first 2 games. Slices it high and deep, and it is a foul ball. Flirted with a solo home run the other way, but count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and there's 2 away. Strikeout number 3 for Hemsworth. Pardon me, wins leaders in the National League. Cy Young himself leads the league with 12 wins. Chris Hemsworth has 11, so he needs to win this start to keep pace. Tom Hiddleston is in the middle of the pack with 9, his brother Loki. So, number 9 hitter steps to the plate for the Reds. MJ Melendez hitting only a .172 in limited play. Backup catcher. And he hits a lazy fly ball to right. Bautista makes the catch to retire the side. Quick inning for Thor Odinson after 2.5. Avengers lead 2-0. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Up steps Phil Coulson, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., also known as Clark Gregg. He's hitting .220. He has 7 RBIs. Today he plays second base. At the knees, strike 1. Clark Gregg obviously is not a starter. Backup, utility man. Chases a slider in the dirt. Count is 0-2 on Gregg. And struck him out swinging on 3 pitches, and there's 1 away. That's strikeout number 1 for DeScalfani. DeScalfini, I don't know. I'm not really sure which one it is. Lineup turns over for the Avengers. Tom Holland grounded out in the first. He's 0 for 1. Pulls it foul. Strike 1. Slider outside. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Tommy Holland hitting .360 on the season, leading the team. Fastball inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike. On deck, the original Captain America, Chris Evans, waiting to step into the box. Swung and missed at an inside fastball. Count will go full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch from DeScalfani. Did he check it?
There you go.
Yes, he did. Ball 4. So it's a 1-out walk for Tom Holland.
Now batting.
So runner at first has speed.
Evans.
Next up is the first Avenger, Chris Evans, who's 0 for 1 today. In this versatile lineup that features several switch hitters, he is also pitch out, nothing doing, ball 1. He is also hitting from the left side against the righty DeScalfani. 1 ball, no strikes. Big lead at first. And he hits it high, but not overly deep to right. Cruz makes the catch for out number 2. No advance on the bases.
Now batting. Number 12.
So Robert Downey Jr. steps up to the plate. 2 outs, runner at first. 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch. Checks the swing, slider inside, ball 1. Robert Downey Jr. has 9 home runs on the season. Fastball outside corner, strike, count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike on Tony Stark. Checks the swing, 2 balls and 1 strike, pitch was inside. So Mark Ruffalo leads the team with 17 homers on the season. Also leads in RBIs with 63. Foul back, count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 3rd, runner leads off first. Here comes the pitch from DeScalfani. Outside, count goes full, 3-2. 3-2 count, the runner will be off at first, so he'll get a little bit of a jump. Here comes the payoff pitch. And he slices it, but right there is Nelson Cruz to make the running catch and retire the side. So, at the end of 3, it's 2-0 Avengers. So we go to the top of the 4th. Lou Brock singled in his first at-bat. Lineup turns over for the Reds. Here comes the pitch. Line drive headed down the right field line. It is a foul ball. Strike 1. So Lou Brock, I believe, was a Hall of Famer. I don't know 100%. I should check it on Google. Swing and a miss. The sinking fastball count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball, diving attempt deep in the hole. It's short. Long throw from Spider-Man. Not in time. Too much speed from Lou Brock. It's an infield single to lead off here in the top of the 4th inning. So he's 2 for 2, Lou Brock. Next up, Starling Marte. Struck out in the first. Is 0 for 1. Quick throw to first. Lou is back. And he's gone. No chance to get him at second. In fact, Chris Evans is so flustered he throws to first base. So stolen base number 16 on the season for Lou Brock. And the Reds have a runner in scoring position here in the top of the 4th. Slicing foul, strike 1 on Marte. So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Starling. Brock leads off second. Outside corner with the fastball, 1-2 is the count. Pop up down the right field line, racing over is Bautista at the line, makes the catch. He's going for third, tags up, he's going to make it. So Brock steals second, tags up and goes to third. So he'll be runner at third, less than 2 outs. Next up is Mickey Mantle, 0 for 1, he grounded out in the first. He is obviously the tying run at the plate. Line drive caught. Oh, nice reaction play from Chadwick Boseman at third base to catch that line drive. So he does not get the run home. It's 2 outs, runner at third now. Next up, Nelson Cruz, 3 for 9 in the series with a homer. but he's 0 for 1 today with a pop out. Here comes the pitch from Hemsworth. Fouls it back, strike one. Swing and a miss over the split finger fastball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Nelson. Swing and a miss. Got the slider, took him out. And the side is retired. Runner at third is stranded. Here's the replay. After 3.5, the score remains MCU leading 3. Check that, 2-0. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. Chadwick Boseman steps to the plate. He's 0 for 8 in this series. He has not done well this series against the Reds. 0 for 1 today. Here comes the pitch. Fastball high, ball 1. Chadwick does have 9 RBIs in his last 10 games, but this 3-game set has not been kind to him. Fastball looked outside, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. This umpire's been all over the place today. Check to swing. He did not swing, says the first base umpire. Count is 2-1. And he pops it up in the infield. Bregman in foul territory on the third base side. Makes the catch for out number 1. Pitch speed comparison brought to you by the Outlander Show. Anthony DeScalfani is beating Chris Hemsworth 99-98. However, where it counts, Hemsworth leads 2-0 here in the top of the fourth. Check that, bottom of the fourth. So next up is Mark Ruffalo. He singled, he scored a run. His average is up to 332 on the season. 1 out, bases empty. Checks his swing, the knuckle curve is low, ball 1. So this is game number 76 out of a 162-game schedule. That's a line drive. It is high, far. That ball will make it. It's Gonzo. That's a line drive home run from the Hulk smash. That's number 18 on the season for Mark Ruffalo, and the Avengers now lead 3-0. He hit that ball so hard, it didn't have a chance. Didn't have a chance to hit the wall. Just kept on going. Here's the replay. Bang. So next up is Dave Bautista, who had a 2-run home run of his own in the first inning. Actually, it's been the second inning. He takes a strike. Dave is 5 for 10 in this series. Ground ball up the middle, knocked down by Corey Seager, but no play at first. Nice attempt by the shortstop, but it'll be a base hit, an infield single for Dave Bautista. He's 2 for 2 today. So 1 out. Runner at first, bottom of the fourth. Up next, Don Cheadle, who's 0 for 1. And he pulls it foul for strike 1. Bautista leads off first. Pitch is high and outside. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Big lead at first. Knuckle curve floats in there, finds the outside corner for strike 2. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to James Rhodes. Slider inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. It's a 3-0 lead for the MCU here in the bottom of the fourth inning. The Avengers are looking for a 3-game sweep over the Cincinnati Reds. They won the first 2 games in this series. Slider low and outside. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Idris Elba is on deck. Will he be off at first? I doubt it. And he pulls it high and deep. That's got a chance. It is just foul. And we will do it again. Made a bid for a 2-run home run down the right field line, but it just curved foul at the last moment. This time he hits a lazy fly ball the opposite way to Lou Brock in left. Makes the catch for out number 2. So, game 76 out of 162. I skip no innings. I simulate no games. I play every game on the schedule for your enjoyment because I'm a little OCD in that regard. I want every inning of every game on YouTube. Outside corner strike to Idris Elba. 2 away. Runner leads off first. Here comes the pitch from DeScalfani. That's a line drive headed. Will it dunk in there? Nice diving catch by the center fielder Mickey Mantle to retire the side. But a solo home run by Mark Ruffalo, his 18th of the season, puts another run on the board for the MCU at the end of 4 innings of play. It's the Avengers 3, Cincinnati Reds nothing. So we go to the top of the 5th. Up steps Josh Bell, who struck out in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. Hemsworth, 4 shutout innings. Inside corner with the fastball, 97 on the radar gun. Out in front of the split finger fastball count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Bell. Two-seam fastball low, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball through the right side. It is a leadoff single for Josh Bell here in the top of the 5th. And the Reds are starting off this inning the right way. Here's a replay. No chance really for a little bit of an exaggerated leap by Clark Gregg at second. Next up is Gleyber Torres. He's 0 for 1. Ground ball right side, foul, strike 1. Gleyber Torres plays shortstop for the New York Yankees in real life. He's playing second base for the Cincinnati Reds. Swing and a miss at the sinking fastball, count is 0-2. Gleyber carries a modest 4-game hitting streak into today's contest. Way out in front of the slider, swing and a miss, struck him out swinging, and there's 1 away. That's strikeout number 5 for Thor Odinson. Drop the hammer, son. Next up is the 3rd baseman, Alex Bregman. Flew out in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1. Fastball inside, ball 1. Alex is 3 for 9 in this series. Fouls off the fastball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Bregman plays for the Houston Astros in real life. Outside corner, sinking fastball, count is 1-2. Chases the slider outside, strikes him out swinging. Strikeout number 6 for Hemsworth, and there's 2 away. Here's the replay. Just fooled him completely. That wasn't even close to the strike zone. So 2 down. Runner leads off first. Up steps Corey Seager, who struck out in the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. Fouls off the fastball. That's a line drive the other way. It is a base hit for Corey Seager. So with 2 outs, the Reds will have runners at 1st and 2nd. Tying run will come to the plate here in the top of the 5th inning. Just served it between short and 3rd. So next up is MJ Melendez, who flew out in the 3rd. He's hitting 170 on the season, but he's in a good spot right here to drive in a run. At the knees, strike 1. Big strike zone from Drummond behind home plate. That pitch looked low. Got to be fair. Foul tip into the glove. Count is 0-2. Melendez is hitting 103 with runners in scoring position this season. So, swing and a miss. He just opened up the strike zone, threw it off the edge, and Melendez chased. That's strikeout number 7, and the side is retired. After 4.5 innings of play, the MCU leads 3-0. This is Avengers baseball. Leading off the bottom of the fifth, Clark Gregg. Clark struck out in the third.
The second baseman,
0 for 1.
number 85.
And that's a line drive. Base hit to center field to lead off the bottom of the fifth. And when Clark Gregg is getting hits off of you, it's time to go to the bullpen. Send us that text message to the manager of the Cincinnati Reds, who's only hitting .216 at that point. So the lineup turns over. Tom Holland steps up. Two right-handers warming in the Reds bullpen. Tom Holland walked in the third inning. Officially, he is 0 for 1 on the day. Gregg leads off first. And that's a line drive to center, but right there is Mickey Mantle. Barely has to move, and there's one away. Hit it right on the nose, but right at the center fielder. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Next up is the first Avenger, Steve Rogers. Chris Evans is 0 for 2. Big lead at first. Clark Gregg has speed. He has the ability to steal a bag. Ground ball to the third baseman, over to second for 1, back to first. Safe. So the inning will continue. It's a fielder's choice out at second. Almost an inning-ending double play, but too much speed down the line from Chris Evans. So there'll be 2 outs and a runner at first for Robert Downey Jr., who is 0 for 2. He flied out, he lined out. Third at bat. Fastball outside, ball 1. So far, as we approach the midway part of the season, the best hitter on the team. Here comes the pitch. And he wraps it foul. First base line. Count as 1 ball, 1 strike. The best hitter is a tie between the Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man. Slider low, 2 balls and 1 strike. The best starting pitcher is Thor Odinson. And the best reliever, it's a tough call. He's going in there, strike 2. Throw down to second is not in time. It's a stolen base for Clark Gregg. Phil Coulson steals second. Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Robert Downey Jr., but there's a runner in scoring position now with 2 outs. So let's see if he can get him home. He cannot. He swings and misses, strikes him out. Side is retired. So it's an official ball game, ladies and gentlemen. It's 3-0 lead for the Avengers after 5. Thank you for watching. Top of the 6th. Lou Brock is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Hemsworth has pitched 5 shutout innings. He's out there for the 6th. Checks the swing. In there. Strike 1. At the knees. Sinking fastball outside corner. Count is quickly. No balls and 2 strikes on Brock. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Lou Brock. And strikeout number 8. ERA leaders in the National League. Cy Young leads with a 2.65 ERA. Hemsworth trails him, 2.90. So this shutout actually matters for Chris Hemsworth. He's trying to take over that ERA lead in the National League. So 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Starling Marte is 0 for 2. Hemsworth deals. In there, strike 1. Sinking fastball is low. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Slider in there, strike 2. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Marte. So Chris Hemsworth has the long hair, so I don't know if this is before Thor Ragnarok or perhaps after Thor Ragnarok. It's kind of thin. So it's probably before. What the hell am I talking about? Ground ball, foul ball. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. What the hell am I talking about, ladies and gentlemen? Who knows? Fouls it back down the left field line. Check that right field line, out of play. So 1 out here in the top of the 6th. 3-0 lead for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. I think that's strikeout number 9. Yes, indeed. 9 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings for Thor Odinson. One regret is I wish Thor Odinson was able to hit at the plate. I'd like to hit home runs with him, but nothing's perfect in life. So 2 down, bases empty. Up steps Mickey Mantle, who's 1 for 10 in the series. He's 0 for 2 today, and hopefully I did not just jinx myself. Fastball in there, strike 1, 98 on the radar gun. Hard ground ball to third. Routine play for Black Panther. Throws to first in time, and the side is retired. After 5.5, Avengers lead 3-0. Go have a drink, Mick. So taking over pitching duties for DeScalfani, who did a pretty decent job, is Freddie Snavely, making his 34th appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 3-1 with a 4.31 earned run average. Leading off is Black Panther Chadwick Boseman, who's 0 for 2 today. 0 for 10 for the series, if I'm not mistaken. Fastball low, ball 1. Needs to get back on track. A little mini slump for T'Challa. But this time he pops it up, and the slump will continue. Gleyber Torres behind the second base bag on the outfield grass makes the catch for out number 1.
Now batting, number 84.
Next up, Mark Ruffalo, 2 for 2. A single, a homer. He has 18 home runs on the season. Here comes the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, strike 1. Ron Guidry, the left-hander, and Tyler Thornburg, the right-hander, are getting loose in the Reds bullpen. Outside, misses home plate completely. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Freddie Snavely taking over in relief. Slider just misses the corner, 2 balls and 1 strike. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Jams him, but that could be a bloop base hit. Charging in is Mickey Mantle to make the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, right fielder, Dave.
So with 2 down and bases empty, up steps Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista, who's 2 for 2. And in the second inning, he did this. A 2-run home run to give the Avengers a 2-0 lead at the time. They lead 3-0 now here in the 6th. That's a hard ground ball to the shortstop. Seager throws to first, scooped out of the dirt by Josh Bell to retire the side. At the end of 6 innings of play, the score remains Avengers lead 3-0. So we go to the top of the 7th. Nelson Cruz is 0 for 2. Hemsworth continues to throw a shutout. 6 shutout innings. He's out there for the 7th. 2-seam fastball, outside corner, strike 1. Jams him inside part of the plate. Count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Cruz. Just misses with the split finger fastball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hemsworth has only thrown 64 pitches. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and he's double digits in the strikeout column. Number 10. League leaders in shutouts. Chris Hemsworth leads the league with 3 shutouts. He's got a chance for number 4 today. So, 1 out. Josh Bell, 3 for 10 for the series. He had a single today in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 2. Steps up to the plate with the bases empty. Hard line drive into the seats for strike 1. He was on that, but pulled it into the seats. And the slider dipped below the strike zone, fouls it off. Count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, struck him out, strikeout number 11. And that's out number 2. Here's the replay.
The second baseman, Gleyber Torres.
So Gleyber Torres steps up with the bases empty and 2 away. He's 0 for 2 today. Fastball in there, strike 1. And that's a deep drive to right. Back goes Bautista, but playable to retire the side. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. This is Avengers baseball. The MCU leads 3-0. Going for the sweep. Get the brooms out. So bottom of the 7th, James Rhodes is 0 for 2. Don Cheadle, average is dipped to 320. Here comes the pitch from Snavely. And he pulls the fastball foul for strike 1. Change-up outside corner, count is 0-2 on Cheadle. Inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So I am RC Robbin. If you don't like baseball, I've got plenty of other playlists on my YouTube channel that you can check out. Pitches outside, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Don Cheadle. Right now I'm also doing a Mass Effect Legendary Edition playthrough, which is a science fiction role-playing game. Third-person shooter, pardon me. Caught him with the pitch on the outside corner, strike 1, out number 1. That's first strikeout for Snavely out of the bullpen. Checked his swing, but caught the edge according to the home plate umpire, Drummond. So there's 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Up next is Idris Elba, who plays Hemdall in the Thor franchise. And he pulls it down the line, deep in the hole, jump throw from Bregman in time. Gorgeous play from the third baseman of the Reds. The ball, the trajectory of the ball carried him into foul territory. Jump throw from 1 foot across the field. That should make SportsCenter. It should at least. 2 outs. Bases empty. Clark Gregg is 1 for 2 with a single. Unfortunately, no one will talk about it. Play is gone forever. Fastball outside, ball 1. So Mass Effect, I played The Last of Us 2. I played Cyberpunk. Oh, hard ground ball to the shortstop. Quick inning. 1-2-3 for Snavely. And the side is retired. We shall continue in the next inning. At the end of 7, it's a 3-0 lead for the Avengers. Get those brooms out. Get them out. Get them out. Top of the 8th. Up steps Bregman. 0 for 2. Just made a gorgeous play at third base. Took a hit away from Idris Elba. Fastball outside corner, strike 1. So Cyberpunk 2077. Days Gone. Inside off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Attendance 22,742 here at Crosley Field, the designated home park for the Hollywood Avengers. That is almost a sellout. Grounder to third. His counterpart, Bozeman, throws to first. In time, 1 away. Starter comparison. I think it goes without saying that Thor Odinson won this matchup. 7 innings, no earned runs, 11 strikeouts. The Asgardian is still on the mound. Up steps Corey Seager, 1 for 2 with a single. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Hard ground ball, foul, strike 1. Anyway, needless to say, there are lots of other types of video games on my YouTube channel. If baseball is not your thing, I mean, I love baseball. I love to do the announcing. Pulls it foul, strike 2. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Corey Seager. But if it's not, baseball is not your thing, totally understandable. Please check out some of my other playlists. Not including, not limited to, Dungeons and Dragons. Strike 3 called inside corner. Seager does not agree with the call. Nonetheless, that's strikeout number 12 for Chris Hemsworth. Complete games leaders. Chris Hemsworth is going for complete game number 5. He certainly has the pitch count under control. Let's see what happens. So 4 more outs. Next up is MJ Melendez. Batting average dips to 168. 2 homers, 7 RBIs. He's 0 for 2 today. Hemsworth has been lights out. At the knees, strike 1. They have no answer. Hard line drive into the on-field bullpen. Count is 0-2 on Melendez. Grounder to third. Black Panther throws in time, and the side is retired. So that's 8 shutout innings for Chris Hemsworth. Dollars to donuts, he's coming out for the 9th. After 7.5, the Avengers lead 3-0. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Tyler Thornburg takes over on the mound. He's 5-1 with an 3.86 earned run average. I don't think he'd have a job if he had an ERA in the 8s. So Tom Holland walked in the 3rd. Overall, he is 0 for 2 today officially. Last chance for a hit, probably. And he pulls it foul for strike 1. Sets and delivers. That's a line drive headed towards the right center field gap, and it will roll all the way to the wall. Spider-Man makes the turn at first and heads to second. It's a stand-up double for Peter Parker. That's Holland's 22nd double of the season. And he's in scoring position with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Looking to get that insurance run across. Next up, Chris Evans. Bullpen is active for the Reds. And he yanks it. That's a hard line drive. He'll stop at 3rd. The throw was offline. He probably would have been able to score. But nonetheless, it's 1st and 3rd with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. And that hit for Evans extends his hitting streak to 8 games. Look at the replay. So next up is Robert Downey Jr. 2 runners on, nobody out. Tony is 0 for 3 today. Fastball high, ball 1. Holland at 3rd, Evans at 1st, Downey Jr. at the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. Robert Downey Jr. is hitting .348 with runners in scoring position this season. So he's a good 50 or 60 points higher than his regular season average when he has runners in scoring position. But this time he pops it up, pops the 2-0 pitch behind home plate. Melendez makes the catch for out number 1. Doesn't get the runner home from 3rd. Pitch info. Inside and high, but in the strike zone. 4-seam fastball. So next up is Black Panther, who's 0 for 3 today. As we discussed earlier, he's 0 for the series. This would be a good time for him to break that stretch. Chases a high fastball, strike 1. Chadwick's hitting .319 with runners in scoring position, which is actually lower than his season average. So I don't know what to say about that. Ground ball, foul. Count is 0-2 on T'Challa. Did he check it? Yes, he did, in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Melendez. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nasty breaking ball. Change up inside. Count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners lead off 1st and 3rd here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Low. Count started 0-2. Has been worked to 3-2. Count is full with 1 away. On deck is the Incredible Hulk. Here comes the pitch. And he fouls off the curveball and will do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch from Thornburg. Did he check it? Ball 4, and the bases are now loaded with Avengers. My goodness. Tried to get him the chase. So, the Incredible Hulk has a home run today. He's 2 for 3. He now has the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 8th. And they've seen enough of Thornburg. They want Victor Arano to come in out of the bullpen. He's only pitched in 11 games this season. His record is 0-1. He has a 7.30 earned run average. It's an interesting decision. So, Mark Ruffalo 6 for 10. He has 2 home runs in this series. I'm sure he'd like number 3 right here and right now. Let's see what happens. Fastball low, ball 1. Ruffalo's hitting 355 with runners in scoring position. So he's comfortable with those men on the plate, on the bases.
Nope.
Inside, 2 balls, no strikes, nowhere to put him. He needs to find the strike zone. He's trying to get Ruffalo to chase. Low. 3 balls, no strikes. Will he swing? No, he will not. I refuse to swing on a 3-0 count. Oh, he walked him. So he walked in a run. And the score is now 4-0 MCU. That might have been a strike. But Drummond squeezed Arano, and they forced in a run. So it's 4-0 MCU. Bases are still loaded with only 1 out. As now Dave Bautista, who has a home run of his own, steps up. Chance for him to do some damage here in the bottom of the 8th inning. See what happens. Way out in front of the slider, strike 1. So Colin McHugh, the right-hander, and Tim Hill, the left-hander, are warming in the bullpen for the Reds. They realize that this game can be put out of reach here and now. Fouls off the slider. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Bautista. Bases loaded, 1 away. Slider low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Checks a swing, pitches outside. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. 4-0 lead for the MCU. Bases are loaded. Here comes the pitch from Arano. And that's a line drive. That might dunk in there, but it is off the glove. But they had to hold. It's going to be the equivalent of an RBI single because of an almost brilliant catch from Mickey Mantle. Hit off the base of his glove, the heel of the glove, dunks in there. The runners are only able to take 1 base because they had to hold up in the event that he catches the ball. So we'll call it an RBI single by Dave Bautista, and the score is now 5-0 MCU. Bases are still loaded, only 1 away. Up next is War Machine, Don Cheadle, who's 0 for 3 today. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty, Victor Arano. Down and in, ball 1. And he jams him. Pop up in the infield. Well, check that. Short outfield grass. That's out number 2. Runner does not score. Shallow fly ball to left center field. Nice pitch from Arano. Got him to pop it up. So 2 down. Bases still loaded. 2 runs across the plate. It's 5-0. Up steps Idris Elba, who's 0 for 3 today. He'll need a hit to get that runner's home if he wants to extend the lead. Slider inside, ball 1. Fouls off the fastball. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. And it's a fly ball to center field. Playable for Mickey Mantle. They score 2 runs, but they leave the bases loaded. However, we go to the 9th. Last licks for the Cincinnati Reds in this series. They need 5 runs to tie. This is Avengers Baseball. Thank you for watching. So Chris Hemsworth is out there to pitch the 9th. They're going for the complete game shutout. Lou Brock is 2 for 3 with 2 singles today. 5-0 lead. Here comes the pitch. Fouls it back, strike 1. Hemsworth, that was pitch number 80 on the game, so he's in good shape to get this complete game. Ground ball, foul. Count is 0-2. Line drive caught by Black Panther guarding the line, and there's 1 away. Stay tuned for post-game highlights. A no duh. So 1 out here in the 9th. Starling Marte is 0 for 3. Here comes the pitch from Thor Odinson. Fastball, strike on the outside corner. Grounder to the second baseman. Greg Fields fires, got him. And the Cincinnati Reds are down to their final out of not only the game, but this 3-game series. Representing that final out is Mickey Mantle, the Hall of Famer, who today is 0 for 3. 2 outs here in the 9th. Here comes the pitch from Hemsworth. Swing and a miss. 97 on the radar gun. He's throwing 97 miles an hour here in the 9th inning. Fouls it back, and the Cincinnati Reds are down to their final strike of the game. Count is 0-2. Slider inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Side retired. Ball game over. That's strikeout number 13 for Chris Hemsworth as they win the ball game 5-0. They win the ball game. They win the series. It's a 3-game sweep for the Avengers. That's win number 12 on the season for Chris Hemsworth. He's now 12-3. And here is the scorecard. The Hollywood Avengers, 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Cincinnati, no runs, 4 hits, no errors. The win goes to Chris Hemsworth, the complete game shutout. He is 12-3. The loss to Anthony DeScalfani, who pitched relatively well, but obviously was not up to the challenge. And of course, the player of the game is Chris Hemsworth, Thor Odinson, with the complete game shutout. This has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for watching. This is only game number 76 of a 162-game season and beyond. I hope to see you again soon, and if baseball is not necessarily your thing, please check out some of the other playlists on my YouTube channel. Big thank you to the Outlander Show for saying hello and making some comments, and for anyone who might have been in the stream but did not show up in the head count or in the comments. I appreciate you as well. Thank you so much for watching. So the final here at Crosley Field, the Hollywood Avengers win 5-0. Thank you so much. Have a great night.